So you must really be looking forward to this.
I am. It's kind of by happenstance in a sense, or the grace of God. My nephew's wedding is going to be, I had planned a long time ago to be in New Jersey, so I just have to go across the river and see the Pope in Philadelphia. Just across the river.
How monumental is this for you?
Well, it's always monumental to see the Pope who leads our church. It helps me to look at my faith, to try to deepen it, and I know it's really invigorating for many of us Catholics, and I think others, because the particular perspective he has about, and the way he phrases things and challenges us, and his own example, and the way he balances things out. I like it.
What impact do you hope his visit will have here in America?
Well, a lot of people look at it from the political point of view, and that would be nice if you got everybody to calm down a little bit politically and see each other as brothers and sisters. But I think I'd like the greatest impact to really be in the hearts of individual people, so that we can assess ourselves and how we participate in the common good, and how we need to change our lives in order to bring that gospel of joy to better others.
He certainly already, in just the past couple of years, has had such an influence on the world, Catholics across the world, and many people across the world.
Yes, he tends to. I mean, without changing any Catholic doctrine or anything like that, it's a style, it's an emphasis, it's particularly the emphasis on mercy. I mean, we all know that we need it. Now, some of us will deny that we're sinners, but that's in our worst moments. and the very denial indicates that we probably need it more than anybody. the sense of to be able to receive mercy and to be generous and overflowing in giving it. That's really what we should be about.
And you mentioned he hasn't changed church doctrine, but in so many areas he's brought up topics. He's raised discussions about the environment, about gay rights, about a number of issues that are important to people and resonate with people.
Right, correct. No, I mean, for example, the environment. I mean, from the opening pages of the Bible, God talks to us about his creation and how we have to care for it and keep it. And Francis just points out, hey, we're not doing such a great job of that. We're not keeping it like we're supposed to. And whether you agree with this emphasis, that emphasis, the politic of it, the economics of it doesn't make any difference, really. Who doesn't want clean air and clean water? And shouldn't we provide that for the whole world, and how we look at this? And so let's get our focus on that, And he's just basically saying to the world, look, ladies, gentlemen, address the question, because it's there, it's in front of us. And it's God's creation, and it's our common home.
And in so many ways, he's an inspiration to so many.
Yeah, because he's telling us, that we often put a lot of emphasis on what we call our pro-life themes, which are very important to us. They're central but he places those central teachings in the central teaching of creation and says, all of this creation is to preserve life. All of the life that God gives us, and especially human life, in all its forms. And it makes a lot of sense to me.
And do you think he will perhaps, or maybe he already has, brought people back to the church? Or
I think he has for certain people, but like all of us, we have to be careful, because some people come back to the church if they think the church is actually changing to them. He's really calling us a conversion to the message of Christ, and he's making it more open and amenable for them to come back, or for us to all deepen ourselves in the church. So we all fail in that. I mean, I don't care if it's what we would call a parishioner who isn't participating, or myself. We all have to see what that means to us, because coming back into a building isn't everything. Very important, and very important to link, but to deepen our own faith every time and to come back to that community, that's really what he's talking about.
Pope John Paul II came here, Pope Benedict
Yes.
came here. This is Francis's first visit to the United States. There may be as many as 1.5 million people gathering in Philadelphia on Sunday to celebrate Mass with him. And that in itself is going to be
It's remarkable.
something
I
to
mean,
see.
I'll be there as a priest, but I'm one of 3,000 celebrating. And that's just fine. Many as 1.5 million. Yes, he intends to attract crowds. Pope John Paul did immensely, because he had that outgoing personality as well. Pope Benedict a little less, because he's shy and more reserved, more academic in his approach, all bringing great gifts to the church. But Francis has that appeal that brings him outward and more many people see as more welcoming. And it's,
And do you think he may have a pointed message for the United States in particular, or for Catholics here in the United
I
States?
think that the message is very pointed. Pay attention to human life. Pay attention to the poor in that human life. Protect that human life with a good environment. Pay attention to each other. So, yes, I think so. And in the midst of it, like Pope John Paul, who had great respect for the United States because he felt that the diversity of religious expression gave a vibrancy to religious faith, and that be protected, that religious freedom to express that. We've got some challenges back and forth in that. The Pope referenced those this morning in his address on the White House lawn, and he'll reference them again. We have religious rights questions around the world, but we have them here as well. We might just well face that.